We're rolling. We're rolling. Ben's walking to the microphone. Ben's getting the microphone. He's picking up the microphone.
We're getting narration.
I don't know.
I'm gonna walk back here and make sure the mics are working. Might edit all this out. All right, there we go.
You can't edit. You can't edit out the technical process.
Well,
we're very.
The technical process you can't. I have edited out many misspoken thoughts.
Sir, we are 100% transparent with our audience.
Yeah, we are. And in that transparency, I will say that we have saved them from some of our worst inner thoughts and honesties.
No, that's not even close to my worst inner thoughts, buddy.
As many names as as many names as we have named on this podcast.
Oh, you mean legal purposes?
No, not legal purposes. We still have enough heart to spare feelings occasionally.
Man,
listen, there is one man that we are waiting. We are not hoping he passes, but we know one day he won't be around, and then we are going to happily talk about him. But until then, we are being respectful and not talking about him. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but you guys talked about him on the fucking thread.
We were on the same page.
Yeah.
Literally, my first day.
I mean, we're animals, but we're not fucking.
So I've been off Facebook since like October 9th or some shit. I left when I was too much stupid on both sides, too much stupid on every side, and just Facebook is just generally awful. So
I really enjoy it for two things. I enjoy it for memes, which I'm sure you guys enjoy because I share them.
That's correct.
And I may be the king of our group when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
And also for now that I'm alternately employed.
Homeless? Well, yeah, jobless. You're not homeless. You have a very nice room.
I've gotten into investing in the stock market, which
right.
Which has done well for me. So I rely on Facebook there's a group that throws a bunch of tips out. And if you do your due diligence, you'll find the one or two gems. That's it. And the chat. I mean, but the chat, apparently you don't need to have the Facebook app to use the Messenger.
That's correct. I saw the Messenger app.
Because I've taken I talk to every now and then. I assume you've seen something and you haven't. And then also CJ the other day was like, "Oh, I don't have Facebook," and I'm like, "Oh, you're one of those."
Yeah, it's a wonderful free feeling
with the Messenger. But
and we all can't be Ben Gecko over here.
I'm not Gecko. I'm just listen, please. But I'm just saying that there's harder ways to make money. I've lived them recently.
Yeah. So I gave up Facebook, and I've only been on twice since. I went on right after the election because I wanted to see what the internet had to say, and then I was like, I'm pleased with my decision to not pay attention to this. And then today and this morning, for whatever reason, I was like, fuck it, I ain't checked Facebook in a while. Let's give it a shot. And I unearthed sleuthed my way through.
You did a deep dive.
A deep dive, one would say.
On this individual,
and found out that he may or may not be single. And that is interesting after 15 years of fake marriage.
Well,
so
two things. One, I can't even say it.
I don't know. It's just too much.
I can't even say it.
I don't want to give anything away. Let's say I spent my first time back on Facebook with any meaningful amount of time just playing detective. I woke up, I smoked, I sat down, and really I only wanted to go in the marketplace to look up stuff for RC Planes, and I was like, fuck it, I'll look at the feed. And then I just saw one particular post where I went, this seems interesting.
Now, did you ever get to the marketplace?
I did.
Because a lot of times, I can't even tell you how many, I pick up the phone to do something specific, and I see an alert on something else.
Oh, and you never make it over.
I go to that.
Yeah.
And a half an hour later, I've gone through 4 apps doing whatever, put the phone back down, and realize I never did what I picked the phone up to do. And it drives me fucking crazy.
Fucking constantly. Constantly I do
And I don't even smoke.
I constantly throughout my day, I'm like, I got to write this note down. I pick up the phone, I have an alert for something, and before I know it, 20 minutes goes by, I'm driving, I'm like, the fuck, I never did that.
Right.
I do it all the time. It was just funny. I just saw a post, and I've known this man a long time, and I was like, even for him, this seems weird. Let's do a deeper dive on this. And it's not hard because he literally posts every 15 minutes about his emotional state. and where he's feeling, thinking, or some reference to one of the three things he always references, and I was like, oh shit, I think I know what happened, but finding out for sure requires a phone call I'm not making, and yeah, I'm just going to do what most Americans do. I assume I'm right and move on.
Yeah. Well, when you know someone for a long time,
Yeah, you just
know.
know.
You just know.
Remember,
So-
like those back in the days, you could calculate what Jackie was going to tweet by the day and time of that day. You knew exactly what his Facebook feed
you
would
could
look like.
set your watch
Yeah,
it
yeah,
to
you just
the
knew.
what we used to call Weekend Jackie schedule.
Weekend Jackie's.
And Weekend Jackie, see, our buddy Jackie, who was an original Breakfast Club member, who's no longer with us, he used to start, maybe Thursday night through sometimes, I guess it depended on the week, but since he was also on the furlough schedule kind of thing, and wasn't furloughed, but not worried, that's like sometimes like as early as Thursday night and as long as Wednesday afternoon, it almost seemed like he was up 24 hours a day and in a state of mid to extreme inebriation, posting and fighting with people on the internet. And it was just, we called it Weekend Jackie, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And depending on the schedule of sports events and the time of the year, you knew what was coming any day. Sometimes he was setting up bets on games for the weekend, and then he was fighting with people after.
A lot of sources were thrown around.
Oh,
a lot of inside
he
sources.
used to love to have the quote unquote sources have told me, and he would just I don't know if he made shit up, if he actually heard something from someone, if someone was working him, because it's funny to fuck with him when he's like, I don't know what it was, but we used to we made it an official hashtag that we still use in our chat 3 years later.
Yeah, it's
that's like if someone says something like that's. We're not sure if that's right or not. We just hashtag it sources.
There was only one negative to Weekend Jackie, and that's if you just so happen to get on his bad side.
Yeah, if he caught
on that
you in his
Wednesday
crosshairs.
night, Thursday morning, right when he started it, because you were going to ride that shit train for almost a week.
Yes.
Before he moved on to something else, but man,
See,
woo.
the problem, and Weekend Jackie is like just a term for him being drunk.
Yeah.
But see, Jackie was like, here's the thing. Even like late 90s, early 2000s, when I first met him and started hanging out with him and going on these trips with him and doing the autographs and stuff. And again, it was another, like when you went on an autograph trip, you were gone, like you leave like Wednesday, you come back like Tuesday or Wednesday, and you did like this little circuit of like towns where the wrestlers came in. You hit airports, hotels, saw the shows, went to the next town because it was close. It said then we'd come back into Tampa on the way back because a lot of the boys lived there, and they'd come back off of Raw Tuesday. We'd catch them from the airport there, and then there was an NWA show. It was this whole thing. You would hit like, and off of that circuit for a week. I mean, sometimes I came back with like 2,000 autographs, which is like, then you sell. It was like the height of eBay, the height of wrestling, and it was the height of like people not being on there competing with you. So I fucking paid my bills for years
your
off
whole
of
economy,
just fucking wrestling autographs. It was crazy. But that you would get him over the course of time, because it was like he's away from his wife and his kids.
Yeah.
He was married at the time. That he was like taking advantage of that and doing the drinking, and he's so much fun. Except he's got that when he's one like a opposite of me. Everyone loves Drunk Ben. Ben is a fun guy when he's drunk. Drunk Ben is a good time. Sometimes Drunk Ben doesn't even remember his own.
Most times.
I black out a lot, but I piece it together afterwards from everyone's stories, and sometimes I cringe. But most of the time it's just funny, whatever stories. But Jackie had this mean streak in him where he was fun, but if he decided you were that guy,
ooh, buddy,
he was gonna pick and bully and whatever.
Yeah.
And you were going to be miserable the whole time. So you would wait, and back in the day, it would be like,
Who's
you're
it gonna
waiting
be?
to see who it is.
Yeah.
And then when it's not you, because it was a total lottery, and you just minded your P's and Q's until you decided.
It was like a hot potato situation.
Well, it was, except that like as soon as the person was decided on, you were good. Then you could act a fool. But before then, you behaved yourself, so you didn't pick on you. And then you're like, oh, thank God he picked, like, I don't know, let's just say, I'll throw a name out like Frank.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, thank God it's Frank. And then you're like, now I can breathe a sigh of relief because now I'm not the target for 4 days. And so it became the same thing, but a little different once it was like, a little more socially distant, shall we say, because now it's him from home and everyone's, So there were times where it was like, he'd pick one of us. It was like, oh boy, here we go. What a ride. Yeah. What a ride.
Oh my
To the point where I think, we've been through this, but, how many of us were actually still friends with him and he passed? Oof. Or he unfriended us? Or
I know I was. I know him and I, well, we weren't talking at that time. Because him and I had that big going together. I'm like, you're going down a rabbit hole. You're a fucking drunk, and you need to fucking change your shit.
Yeah, I don't want to.
This is a friend calling a friend.
Yeah, I don't want to bury him too much.
No. I love Jackie.
Yeah,
I love Jackie. But when you're that kind of friend with somebody, you call him out.
Yeah,
and we were all trying to help him.
Yeah.
I was never from a place of anger. If there was anger, there was anger that we loved the guy. And we wanted to see him do better, and that was that. I'll never listen. It's like most things and most of you guys, like a brotherhood, man. And yeah, Jackie and I, we had it out, but you and Jackie had it out. Blake and Jackie's had it out. Jackie's had it out with everybody.
I mean, I had no. I think it was really close to 20 years between the time I met him and the time he passed away, and I knew him. We were really close friends a lot of that time, but there was like a stretch where we didn't talk when he moved to Colorado and Las Vegas and all that. And then when he moved back, we reconnected. And then that year or that like 10 months where me and Broder lived in an apartment together.
Oh God.
And then Broder got us evicted and then there was a little fallout. We still, like, he and I still were close. And then there was like that year and a half where we did not talk.
Yeah.
And, but then we reconnected again, and it was always like
it was cyclical. Yeah, it's always cyclical.
That's why at the end I was like, even though he got mad at me for something stupid, which was laughing.
Yeah.
Like again, until you realize who's gonna pick on.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of like Monday morning. I thought it was safe. Someone posted like a picture of like Blake versus Jackie. Because they had the. Because it was fresh off the Abandonment Monday thing where we left him in Orlando, and I just like did the laughing emoji at it. That's all I did. It was funny.
Yeah.
And he went off on me for it, cut promos on me, unfriended me, and whatever. And I just never stressed it because it was over something stupid. It was while he was like in a.
It was one of those
in an inebriated state, and I figured, like every other time, eventually we just would be like, all right, enough time has passed, we've cooled off, blah blah blah, and then he just didn't stick around long enough to do that part. So I had to I'd ask his wife to re-add me just for my own feel good moment about the account and whatever.
Everybody has a Jackie in their life.
I don't know that everyone does.
Everyone should.
I don't know. He was a unique animal.
I mean, everyone should have somebody that is as passionate as he was, no matter where he was headed.
What's funny is, like, when you say passionate, it's also like he was super emotional. He was super and emotional in a good way, like caring.
Yeah.
And
he loved everybody.
He would cry over a lot of stuff. And he cried at like Hall of Fame speeches. He would cry at like all kinds of things that were like mildly touching, but he also like loved his friends, and it was just.
And because of that, we put up with that. We put up with bad Jackie because of how good Jackie was.
Yeah, bad Jackie was terrible, but he probably loved us more than we loved him.
Yeah,
I mean, he just felt stronger. He has a broader and stronger emotional capacity than like I do. I know that.
And you saw it at his the celebration. I won't call it a funeral because we all got together. That was a really fun night.
Yeah.
And see, you always know how someone was in life based off who shows up for those kind of events.
I've never seen like that. Like
people flew in
out you want to say like an outpouring of support. Two things. He was so well known
Yeah.
as a peripheral fan of wrestling that all these big names were like posting that day about how sad they were to hear about it. And even to the point where I forget the guy who was Dave Johnson or one of those types of guys, one of the internet guys that does news and stuff,
Meltzer, yeah.
posted, not a Meltzer, but it wasn't Meltzer though. Meltzer big time that one time.
Yeah.
But someone, we told that story.
Yeah.
That that the guy said, I don't know who this John Johnson or Jackie was, but it seems like a hell of a lot of people did, and that he left a mark on a hell of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
So someone outside who didn't know him from anything made a public observation about how big of an outpour of support from the wrestling community there was when they heard about his passing. And so when we went to the thing, the whatever you want to call celebration of life, the remembrance, the just get together for everyone, for Jackie, that it was like a lot of people showed up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A lot, and it wasn't like it wasn't family because he didn't even have a lot of family.
No.
It was all that second family, the friends and stuff like that. And so you're thinking like I wouldn't get this. I like when I die, this won't happen for me.
Yeah.
So that it's really impressive, and it's like, and so many of those people. It's funny because you like, especially at that thing and afterwards, we trade war stories, and everyone a lot of the really close people had the same war stories we had
absolutely.
in their separate circles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. You mean you had the identical issues at the same time? You had your, and they would have their own name for the weekend Jackie and the whole thing. And everyone was really close to being like putting their foot down.
There were so many wrestlers there. I was waiting for Virgil to set up a fucking stand outside.
A table and try and sell people. Yeah, but even like, look, even people like, I won't name names, but there were 2 Miami Dolphins that showed up. Yeah. And neither of them were, well, one of them was still a Dolphin at the time. The other one wasn't. And flew in from, I don't know if he was playing with the Redskins or the Giants at the time or whatever. It may have been off season. He may have been living in Orlando, but he came in for it, and it's like, that's impressive shit. When, and like, I'm even touched by it now, but I don't know how we got on this tangent.
I don't really know either.
Deep dive.
It became Jackie Remembrance Day.
Yeah. It kind of, well, what's funny is there's so many things that remind you.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing. Like, that guy was such a big part of our lives that, like, almost on a daily basis, something reminds you of something.
There's always something.
Or in our thread, we'll go, oh, that would be such a Jackie thing. Or like a sports thing happens, and we be like, we would have totally fucked with him.
Oh yeah. That. Like, how long would it have taken before there was an intervention into his whatever sports take it was?
I feel like over the course of, if people have been listening to these podcasts for a long time, they are very familiar with not everything about him, because we don't talk about like his kids or his, or that stuff. But some of the crazier stuff, people have become very familiar with with like maybe like a certain percentage of him, like like the wild parts.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
No, it was
Yeah, I don't know what triggered that. We were talking about Facebook, I think.
We were talking about.
Oh, you were doing Facebook. A deep dive on.
And I wanted to.
On one of those people that shall remain nameless until they are.
And I wanted to bring up this fucking Bang nonsense I'm drinking here.
Oh, do you like it?
Hold on. It says it's Bang Sourheads. Actually, I love how there's a little bit of a sour kick, but it's not overpowering. I don't know, something about that aftertaste, though. You know
what's funny with all those, like, because they're all artificial flavorings and stuff, but a lot of these energy drinks, well, the Bang, I don't want to be like, we're not being promoted by anyone.
So, no, but you love Bang.
Although I would love if they, since they're local anyways, if...
Are they local?
Yeah, they're like, the guy like lives in Boca or something. And I don't know if you've ever seen him. The guy looks exactly like you would think the owner of Bang Energy would look like. I'm
picturing the Slurm guy from Futurama.
I don't know that.
Exactly. That's a huge nerd reference.
No, we're talking like old, like a slightly older gentleman, like, maybe 50s, early 60s or something. Fit, because this all came from like other like more supplementy drinks and things like that. Oh, pre-workout stuff.
It's got aminos. It says so.
gaudy, flashy shirts.
Oh my god.
Maybe like a big bling chain with the Bang energy symbol made out of like jewels and stuff.
Like the old
coming off of jet planes. Dude, it's exactly like you would think.
Like the old Affliction guys.
I mean, except it's like
where you're just constantly wearing the brand.
I mean, a little bit, but the shirts are more like your boss Patrick would wear, kind of shit.
Holy fuck!
Like that kind of thing.
Oh, the really expensive, like the $3,000.
Yeah,
not this $3,000 shirt. What do you think?
Tucked into like a pair of white pants.
Ooh.
That guy.
Ooh.
That guy. But he's fantastic.
Some South Beach shit. Yeah.
I'd love to sit down and meet with him and be like, listen, man, I know we're nothing, but just send us a refrigerator full and we'll start making videos.
By the makers of Redline. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm a Monster guy. I'm a big Monster guy.
Yeah, but they're fucking.
Listen, man, Red Monster all day, every day.
They don't have good flavors like these guys do.
I tried the watermelon.
Yeah,
finally.
You were like, I tried to get you to try it because I was just curious.
When I was doing the cleanup from our previous job and getting everything out and getting my tools and shit, our boss was like, "Hey, I've got a watermelon monster. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll try it." Like, it was free, and I tried it. It was all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I feel like my point was I feel like a lot of these drinks, like the first go around, you're like, but if you like. Everything's an acquired taste.
Oh, could I acquire a taste of this? Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If Red Monster were to die tomorrow,
right? Well,
yeah.
Well, my point is like the few flavors I like from the Bang. The first time I tried them all, it was like they hit you like a freight train, and then they have a weird aftertaste.
Yeah.
And you're like, it tastes exactly like what it's supposed to. Whether it's like the candy apple crisp one, the fucking birthday cake one.
I'll give it that. Yeah.
Or the key lime pie one, which are my three favorites. They taste exactly like what they're supposed to. They smell exactly like they're supposed to. But then, like after the first few sips, it has this weird aftertaste. But if you go through like 2 or 3 cans of it, it's almost like you learn to not notice the aftertaste. And then the flavor, it doesn't hit you so hard. So it's you're like somewhere in the middle where you actually really like it.
The flavor indoctrinates your taste buds.
It's weird. It's weird. The key lime pie one. My favorite part of drinking one of those was when you pop the can and you just smell that first smell out of it. I swear to God, it smells just like. I don't know how they replicate the smell of key lime pie like that.
You're the only human being I've ever met that. Actually, no, you're not. You're one of two. You and my brother are the only two people. My other brother. The only two people I've ever met that treat these fucking energy drinks as if they're wines. Where you open it up, you go, "Oh yeah, it's
bouquet.
It's got a fantastic balance," and you're like, "Just fucking drink the goddamn shit."
You do.
You swirl
the can around, then I put it in my mouth and I swish it, and I just like contemplatively like. Think about tasting it. I don't have any of that. I barely possess taste buds. I think that's why I go more on smell. Yeah. I've like wrecked them eating like overcooked food and over salting. And
you love your spice, buddy.
Oh yeah, I spice the shit out of it.
By the way,
hot sauce.
By the way, I've been meaning to bring this up to you.
Yes.
I have that whole fucking box of fucking hot sauce.
Not even bring it up to me. Bring it over to me. What are you talking about? We have from the old job. I'll leave all.
So you were right. It's coming in handy.
See, well, I mean, it's not like
it's not like it went out, but we're not going to Wawa anymore.
Well, I'm not going to Wawa anymore. No, but it's a weird, But so over the course of time, when we would go to Wawa every day or every other day or whatever, while we were out working every day,
listen, it was a
they have a very good hot sauce that comes in these packets, and so I would
I like it.
I would grab a fistful of them. Mm-hmm. So that we would have backups for when we ate somewhere else, like if you drive through a Burger King or something and you want some hot sauce on your burger, you have a few packets. Or if you go to Wawa and they don't have hot sauce that day, which has happened, as I've predicted, and then I look at you. Remember I used to yell at you for not grabbing extras? And then we went through a week where they didn't have any, and every time I would look at the fucking display where the empty slot was and look at you, and you knew what I was doing.
And you would just be like,
And I'd give you I would give you like that knowing like nod, like, told you so.
See?
Yeah.
See, senor?
So now that we don't work there anymore, you have that, like we filled like a like one of those like small
Like Tid,
storage container
like a
things
10 by
full of it.
6, like a 10 by 6 container with fucking
Just-
nothing but
just
hot
full of
sauce.
hot sauce packets.
Yeah, just nothing.
Although,
but,
like, I wonder, like, how long? See, I was doing the math. How much of that hot sauce? Like, it's from all different times. You know, we've been grabbing them for months
Does it
and
go
months and
bad?
months. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would go bad in the packet, but in the packet, in the car when it gets hot, maybe.
Ben,
I don't know.
Ben, you and I both
Nothing
know.
would stop me.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I don't know why we're having this conversation because none of that's gonna stop you from eating this shit.
And here's what it would be like. It would be like I would use it, and the only way I would know is when I get like the shits later that day, and then I would go, "Oh, that's a bad packet of hot sauce." Like you shrug it off.
I got violently ill.
Well, I don't get. I mean, violently ill. I mean, anything that comes out in my rear end, I don't consider violently ill. I just consider that like a eating adventure. You know, if it comes out the top end, that's violently ill. Yeah.
We'll
You gotta like everyone has their line of demarcation, and
I'll
mine is
eventually get the text message. I had to throw it all away.
yeah. Well, see, it was funny. I didn't because like they keep it because you see like at restaurants that they keep it out. They don't refrigerate hot sauces or whatever, but they go through them pretty quickly. So it's like different. Like I had like years ago, I had a big jug of like hot sauce.
Yeah.
And it was like I didn't realize it had gone bad. I put it on something, and I never refrigerated it. You know, I didn't know, and like just over the course of a few months, it went bad, and I hadn't used it for a while, and I used it, and I smelled it got like extra vinegary.
Dude.
You know, because usually like in Tabasco it's like vinegar, it's like cayenne pepper or one of those types of peppers, and like salt. Those are like the three ingredients. That's all you need. And like it got extra vinegary when I smelled it. I'm like, whatever. And I was like
botulism or some shit.
nah, but I was like shitting I was shitting liquid fire for like a day and a half.
Fuck Christ.
And you would think, and like you're not sure if that's it. So then you like get risky again because you're like, well, if it happens again, then I know. But
yeah.
But you don't realize that you haven't incapacitated yourself, but you severely inconvenienced yourself because like
I did incapacitate myself, buddy.
when you have to run to the toilet like like I don't know 6 times in 2 hours, it becomes obnoxious. I know you got Crohn's, so it's like that turned up to 11, but
yeah, it wouldn't work out very well in my favor. I gotta be careful. I have to like. There are times where I'll be at a restaurant and I go to order something and I know what I want, but I get there. I got the menu in my hand. I'm about to order. My body will go, "Hey, not a good idea. Just don't do it." And you're like, fuck, I gotta get a burger just because I'm like, I don't want to deal with it.
I thought the other way around. You're like, I know I shouldn't eat this, but I feel.
I do that too. I do it both ways.
Yeah.
It just really depends. It just really.
If you're like, I feel fine, so maybe let's try that.
Like there'll be times I'll go in just to get a burger, and then we'll pass by or like back behind me they'll get a table of like wings or something like that, and I'll just be like, shit. Now I know my order's changing now.
Yeah,
it does happen. It does happen. But I do watch the spice. I mean, let's be honest. Most restaurant spicy stuff isn't really spicy. I more or less avoid it because it's like I don't want this to be the one time where the guy behind the counter wanted to experiment with fucking some weird pepper from South America. Okay, I don't want to be that guy. Because I'm the wrong person.
I feel like restaurants have a liability issue with doing
But like
that.
if we go to like Wilton Wings.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they know how to make fucking spices.
Right.
So and they're a small little restaurant.
I know they're one of those places I suspect pays people off instead of actually conforming to like health.
Yeah,
inspections.
you know. And listen, we're
Which
both
is
fine with that,
which is fine
because their food is incredible.
Right.
Wilton Wings all day, every day.
And I never get sick. I never get sick from it.
I don't ever need to see what goes on behind closed doors.
Oh no, I don't need to see.
No.
That's like one of those sushi buffets.
Yeah.
I do. I've said this before, but 2 things. I never need to see how the fucking like
The
burger's
magic is made
with that.
Yeah.
Although I think I have a suspicion that like 70% of that food comes frozen and they just heat it and put it out.
I've seen it, buddy. We never.
Yeah, because you did backflip work probably at one of those.
Yeah, and I walked through watching some old Asian dude just chopping up fucking chicken with a half-lit cigar in his mouth.
Dude, we've been.
Oh my goodness,
We've been behind because we go behind those strip malls all the time and behind buildings doing that work.
Ooh, some of the worst.
So many like places where you're like, ooh.
Yeah, those grease traps. You're like,
yeah. There's a lot of like stuff going on. I mean, I told you that when I worked as a teenager.
Yeah.
15, 16 years old, doing art, like custom art on like at a gift shop. You'd buy something and then for like an extra $10, you'd have the artist, which was me sitting in a corner, that would write their name on it fancy or draw like some fucking flowers and a turtle and with paint pens on like an acrylic, I don't know, note holder.
I'm so happy you got paid to do that nonsense.
It was like, but we shared the strip mall with a Chinese restaurant, the Jade Gardens, right there. They've been there forever. They've been there probably as long as I've lived in South Florida, which is like fucking 40 years or something. And they were really close to the dumpster, where the dumpster was located, and they would like instead of throwing the old rice out, they would scatter it on the ground where all the ducks were, to feed those dirty dumpster ducks that we always see, around.
The Scovy ducks.
We have a duck issue in South Florida, and they're almost like scavengers. They live everywhere in the neighborhoods and stuff, and they peck in people's trash, and they are
the lowest of the rung velociraptor,
and they're ugly. They're ugly. They look wrong, and they
look wrong.
Yeah, and they look wrong.
They're not what a duck should look like.
Yeah. And so I would notice that the Chinese restaurant, they'd feed those ducks. But then every now and then the count of the ducks would go up or down.
Which is very depending on business.
Yeah. So I don't know if they were...
you do. You do.
Because, I don't know. Because they never got caught. They're still in business.
I'll tell you what, man.
Remember they caught some lady in like New York that was like snagging pigeons by her hand and bagging them in like Central Park or something like that, and they followed her and she worked for like a restaurant and she was like serving them fucking up as fucking
fantastic.
food or something.
My brother,
I'm kind of like I'm filling in the piece here because I don't remember exactly the story.
My brother has a very funny story about when he was early on in his paramedic career, where they went to like plantation. And a bunch of people, like, they were straight from...
Plantation's a city down here, not a...
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Like they went to a plantation.
Yeah, shit. I just realized, like, it's just a city right by us. I didn't even think about it. They're actually talking about renaming it.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah.
But, like, one of his first calls was they had to take a whole family that just come from some South American country. And they were all sick. And they couldn't understand English, and my brother said the best they could get was they tried to like pantomime feeding food as to what they were eating just to see, and they were like, water duck. And he's like, water duck? He's like, what do you mean water duck? And she pointed at the Muscovy ducks, water duck. And he's like, they were just fucking eating the ducks.
Yeah.
And it's what made him sick, because those ducks are fucking, they're literally cockroaches with feathers.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
They'll eat anything.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
We see them like in this neighborhood.
Oh, God.
In this neighborhood, they don't get into the trash because we have like a whole system here.
We do a fairly decent job with our trash, and it's good.
But on that big lake in the back behind us, when I used to have a dog, I'd walk that dog around there a lot, and there's always like 2 or 3 crazy ladies that come out like every day with like a whole bag of bread.
Oh my God.
And feed them all.
Oh.
And like that's fine. But most neighborhoods, they are literally eating out of trash bags and the dumpsters. It's disgusting.
We got well-fed Davy Ducks.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A.
They literally are like people, like, because they're ducks, you don't think about it, but they literally are vermin. Here that those ducks are like
how pigs are in Texas.
I mean,
coyotes.
I don't really differentiate between one of those ducks and like a wild opossum down here.
No,
they both eat the same fucking.
And you
food.
know what? If they're big enough, the ducks, they'll protect them. Like if you come close to like their nest or something. Remember, I had the fucking problem in Sunrise.
We talked about that. That's
the
funny.
fucking duck egg story. Fucking, they're like, oh, just destroy the eggs, and I'm like, no, I don't. But you're right. They're no better than like fucking rats and shit, man.
Yeah,
They're
but
all
because
over
they're like ducks.
yeah.
You know,
We just like, oh, a duck. Oh, it's Daffy Duck. Ha 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 ha. That's Daffy's
That's
fucking
another
trash
completely other breed of duck.
trash dick relative.
We see the other ducks that migrate down here every now and then.
The real ducks.
The funniest
The
thing,
regal ducks.
the funniest thing is that when you every now and then you occasionally see one of those mixed where like you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like one of those dirty ducks got
Yeah.
on top of one of those nice ducks
Yeah.
and made some kind of fuck duck that's
yeah.
you're like I could, it's the in between duck and you're like, ooh, that can't be good for anyone.
It's got one wobbly eye.
You recognize it's like half and half. You're like, oh, you recognize the good parts of the one duck and the ugly parts of the other.
It's
duck.
one of those things where you're like, oh, I get it. You know, like mixed races kind of thing, but it doesn't work out so well in duck form.
That's true.
For humans, great. Ducks, not a good deal.
Yeah,
not
it's
a
like-
good deal at all.
Yeah, it's like,
And then you've got the Canadian geese that fuck everything up.
it's like trying to breed a pit bull with a chihuahua or something.
Oh, fucking
It depends.
A, man.
It depends which way that goes as to whether the birth's actually conceptually viable.
Oh shit! I've had a long week, man. I've had a long week. I'm really looking forward.
It's all work related, which we don't want to talk about.
Nah, listen. There's a lot of infrastructure being built, and
You want to complain about the wife today? You want to?
No, actually, listen, man. Nothing really.
How's the baby updates going?
Baby update is we are still just
Can we have you look lately, or can we consult what the baby resembles now? I love that app.
Oh shit!
It's like, oh, it's now the size of a hex screw, or
yeah. Okay, so baby update. Baby update. Saturday, January 16th.
because some of the things they say are like
By
random
the way-
objects, like the size of a shoehorn or something.
By the way, Saturday. We're doing this podcast on a Saturday, buddy.
This is very. Okay. Before we find out the odd shape of your baby, we discussed this with Anthony, and I said I discussed with Marco maybe moving it back to doing these on Saturdays because something happens between Saturday night and Sunday when I see him Sunday morning that puts him into a totally fuck up mood or frame of mind, and it could be a crapshoot of things. It could be an argument domestically.
Yeah.
It could be a family, other family thing. It could be a work thing. It could be a car breaking down. But somehow that window between Saturday night and Sunday morning,
Everything goes awry.
everything goes sideways, and we get like we get the maybe Mark will show up whenever he feels like showing up, and the mood he's in, and it's like the I call it the Marco misery index. Is usually above an 8.
Oh my goodness. We're 10 weeks in.
Okay.
10 weeks in baby prime. Here are 3 comparisons. Your baby is as big as a prune.
A prune.
Or a Tootsie Pop candy top.
Candy top. What do you mean, like a lollipop?
Yeah, like a Tootsie Pop.
Oh, I mean, Tootsie Pop.
Yeah,
okay,
Tootsie Pop. Or
Oh.
your baby is as big as the heart of the ocean blue diamond from Titanic, which is so far my favorite.
See, just weird random stuff. I guess they figured those 3 items someone will be able to relate with.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no one that can relate to
I
one
just
of
love
those
all the
things.
choices. Congratulations, your baby's officially graduated this week from embryo to fetus. And with that change, there are a whole bunch of other things happening, like the fingers, the toes, and all that shit.
Oh. Fetus is close to Festus. I'm going to now start going, how's Festus? How's the Festus?
How's the Festus? Oh,
That's
shit.
a reference. Only
Yeah,
wrestling people will get.
we're what is known as we are what a few weeks into the clear. I think we have to clear.
What does into the clear mean?
So when my wife first saw a doctor, the doctor was basically like, "Listen, you can't get COVID the first 3 months
Oh.
because," she goes, and the doctor told us, like, "I don't have any proof. but everyone who's gotten COVID in the first trimester has had some kind of complication with the birth.
Oh.
So we
Also, honestly, having it's been like fucking a year that COVID's been around.
Yeah.
It's like hard to get a sample size to
Yeah.
even know if this is.
So we've been as proactive as we get when it comes to keeping that
Well, it helped.
keeping her safe.
It helped when we weren't going to work for
Yeah, no shit.
2 weeks.
3
3
weeks,
weeks,
whatever. So yeah, we're like 2
Motherfuckers.
weeks. We'll be in the clear here, and we'll make it past that first trimester.
The clear. I feel like the clear is like the way Iron Sheik calls any drug other than marijuana the hard.
The hard. Oh my god. Oh.
I know I know a lot of people that wait a certain amount of time before they tell people.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the clear was like, okay, now your percentages of
Oh no.
go
listen.
way up that this is going to
Listen.
follow through to the end.
Well, here's the problem.
Unlike well, I don't
The
wanna-
problem is my wife has a relative who had a few miscarriages, and because of that, I mean, every day it's like, well, this percentage away from not having them. I'm like, why are you focusing on this? Let's focus on a nice.
because
Let's put all our energy in a nice, healthy baby.
Some people don't have
I can't
have a worrying mindset.
Yes, and she's getting better. She's getting better.
I mean, by the voice, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
With saying that.
But let's. I just. It's
Do I
funny.
apologize now for doing an impression of her on the podcast?
I listen. It's with nothing but love.
Okay.
With nothing but love. I have taken the mindset. I took this mindset very early on, because very early on everyone does the same thing. Where after they congratulate you, they're like, "So."
Who's the father? I couldn't help it.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty certain I'm pretty certain that it'll end up being
Oh,
my
believe
kid.
me, I am too.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
I know you. Let's not get too deep into this. I know your wife doesn't have the capacity for it,
no,
or the ability to
I'm not worried.
to kayfabe it longer than 15 seconds.
I'll be honest with you, brother. I'll be honest with you. If come birthday and there's a surprise, I'll be more impressed than anything else. I'll be like, well played. Well played. Because I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, everyone asks, oh, boy or girl? And I'd never really given it much thought, other than a girl would necessitate a third savings for my eventual jail bond when she turns the dating age, because I just know. I just know what little boys are like, and they're awful, awful little things.
So we're middle-sized boys and big boys.
Yeah. So I was.
I think at some point,
Yeah.
I've not parented anybody, but I may have fathered someone, but I've never parented anybody.
That's a great clarification.
I assume that most fathers at some point have to just disassociate the fact that their children are having sex, especially daughters.
Well,
like sons,
yeah.
it's almost like,
Yeah.
I can't wait. And
Yeah,
the attaboys,
yeah.
and then vicariously living your life through them sometimes, some guys. But it's got to be the opposite. Like, you just have to, because you know how babies are made. So when you know how your fucking daughter got pregnant, it's like, it's this whole bizarre thing.
Yeah.
It's this whole bizarre thing.
It is, and even if it is a girl, it's going to take a long time before I have to worry about that.
And
So
again, I don't want to put this in anyone's head that's parenting a daughter,
yeah.
but I know how I fuck somebody.
And you just, okay, I
So then
see,
you're
yeah.
like, well, I have a daughter. Someone might do that to her.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like,
yeah, no.
I can't be mad.
No,
but
all
at the
that's
same time,
all that's unsavory.
but at
And
the same time, Jesus Christ.
so, but I don't think about it anymore, man. Whenever someone asks, I go, I just want a healthy kid.
Yeah.
I just want a healthy kid.
Well,
man. I
10
want
fingers, 10 toes, all in the right place.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly. You know,
Eyes the right distance apart.
And
whatever.
if it has a horn, I hope it's placed where it's, reasonably like, all right, well, cool, I can make money off this horn.
Forget the horn.
Like a tail or some shit.
If the kid had a tail, would you leave it?
Huh?
Would you leave it if the kid had a tail?
Man, that's a real ethical conundrum, because I would say, like,
I feel like it's along the lines of, would you circumcise your boy?
Yeah.
It's almost the same process.
It is. It's like me knowing now, I'd be like, bro, I would totally have a tail. I would never have to work a day in my life. I'm the tail guy.
Especially on TikTok.
Fucking A, you're the tail guy.
I'd be tail talk.
So, but then
that would be the name of my fucking.
But then I'm just like, bro, if my kid has a tail and I have the option to cut it off and I don't, and they find out, like, after a bad day of being ribbed about the tail, like, oh man, how do I deal with that as a parent? So it's this weird ethical thing.
I mean,
so we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait. So far, baby looks like baby. Baby looks like what a baby should look like.
Listen, I feel like you could pretty much kayfabe a tail.
Oh yeah, you can hide a tail more than you can hide a horn.
Right.
Like if you had a horn, like a unicorn horn, you can hide that shit.
There's
no hat tall enough.
There's no hats, right? Yeah. What are you, Hellboy, grinding it down? But like, so
don't be ashamed if you're a horn.
I'm saying, like, obviously, other kids would find out, and it's like, are we in that far of a stage of diversity?
I think
the age of diversity.
I think if my child had a horn or a tail and we decided to keep it, I introduced that child to, like, jujitsu, like, day 3, 4. Nothing big off the bat, but just let's get the body moving in the right directions with the right forms, so that by the time 6 or 7 comes around, the first child, you snap them in half, and the rest of the kids go, "We got the hint. We're not gonna make fun of
fuck with tail guy.
Yeah, don't fuck with tail guy or tail girl or tail girl." In fact, if it's
I feel okay. Here's what
if it's
I feel.
a daughter, I'm even more inclined to keep the tail.
See, what's funny is as a girl, I'd feel less inclined.
Think so?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think the boy can make
it work.
It's
he
like
can make it work.
Yeah, a girl just because women are way worse than boys.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm talking about about having a tail. I think it's a fantastic conversation.
Fucking Margaret's listening, like, what the fuck,
dude? And then like when you're like 30, you put out a book called Tail Tales, and it's stories about growing up with a tail. Now the more I'm thinking about it, the more I wish I had a little fucking nub I could wiggle back there.
Yeah, that would definitely improve life.
Yeah,
improve life. Fucking the telltales. Oh, I mean, if my child has a tail, I have to call it I have to call it Tails, because I need to have that lawsuit from Sega about the Sonic character.
Oh, you
Tails.
nickname your kid Tails?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Oh my god,
dude! If you're gonna keep a tail in your kid, you gotta go full in on it, man.
See, here's the thing.
No. You don't
You don't
leave a tail on a kid, then kayfabe the tail.
Wait a minute.
This isn't the X-Men.
Wait a minute. Yeah, well, it might be. Call him Nightcrawler. What the fuck's the difference? He
gets to choose, or she.
See, I get that you don't get to pick your own nickname. That's a rule.
Yeah.
But at the same point, when it's your own child, maybe you shouldn't pick a nickname that immediately points out something that makes him very different from everyone else and can be in what could be seen as a negative manner. I don't know. Yeah. It would be like. Can
we consult with, like, Dr. Drew about this?
Only Drew I want to consult is.
I haven't heard from our boy.
No, but that's on us too.
Well, it is on us. The last I heard from him, he needed some electrical done in some theoretical new home he was buying with his soon-to-be wife.
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky one. I don't know. Yeah. Tails is probably not the one. Maybe something a little like.
I just have a feeling it's one of those things where we'll sit there and talk about it, but just much so like finding out you're going to be a father. You think forever like how you would react, then it happens, and then you go, "Oh, this is how I'm going to react."
Tails probably, as far maybe it's the least offensive of like tail-related nicknames you could give a kid.
Exactly.
So maybe you give it to them before the kids come up with something.
And there's already merchandise out there that you can buy for your kid. You don't have to special make anything. You just you always use the Sonic shit, you know? You'll get sued, but it'll make nationwide news.
No.
Everyone will see the kid with the tail. You'll get on the talk show circuit.
You You can't freak show your kid. The kid, here's the trick.
Merchandising.
You can't.
No,
All these people.
I would never.
All these people that are kind of like, I forget what the word is, but taking advantage of their kid and using them to make money. It's
they sicken me. I would never do it.
So you have to kind of not do that until they're 18.
Yeah.
But then you can like discuss them about some partnership.
10%.
If they're still living in the house, we're doing TikToks every day, and I'm razzing you about your tail.
Yeah. And God forbid that tail can like grab things.
No, it's not a like.
No, you want to call it Nightcrawler, man. Nightcrawler's tail can like.
I don't think people's tails grow that long.
Bro, we're talking theoreticals here, man.
I think they're like these little
listen.
These little like.
No. I'm talking about a goddamn fucking real tail.
Oh, like no. You could hang from a tree with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, but
I've never seen it in my life.
Like 100%. No, but if the tail is like 2 inches or some shit, no, you take care of that shit, man. You don't want to freak.
But you don't know.
Yeah.
It could grow over time. It's like my dick isn't 4 inches when I'm when I'm 3 years old. It grew to an impressive size later in life. I mean, at least until puberty, you have to see where that tail's going to go. Yeah, and then by then you're committed. So I don't know, man.
The tail of tails.
I think a tail is a tail. I think it makes you special no matter what. Especially if you could wiggle it.
Yeah.
Wiggle it like one of those little fucking like bulldog pug tails. Not pug. Oh my god! If you had a curly cute tail,
like a pig.
like pugs. You know?
My god! See, I'm just imagining like my kid on fucking on like the Jimmy Kimmel show throwing fucking axes with his tail at a target and shit.
Oh my god! I mean but I don't think that exists.
I'm saying.
I'm trying in our crazy hypothetical.
Yeah, it's just nothing about this.
Let's at least ground it in reality of what a tail can be on a human.
No. I've seen pictures of what real tails look like. No, we're not doing that.
I would.
I'm talking about the.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, so yeah. Oh, I thought we were in reality world.
No,
like,
I can't.
I would let a kid keep a tail like that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I also think like it becomes a point of like ill-fitting clothing, like you get into like
no, none of that. Come on. Most clothes you can't even if you have it pointed the right direction, you can't even see a boner. So like a tail's not even good.
I'm hoping we don't have to have this real conversation.
I feel like if your kid had a tail and you made a call one way or the other, if you made a call that you would remove it, you wouldn't tell anyone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. If
you wouldn't tell anyone, but if the kid, if you kept it, you'd probably like, listen, don't tell anybody, not for nothing.
We'd wait to unveil it.
We'd
wait to
unveil it like a fucking
like
that's almost like a gender reveal.
Like 6 or 7, and the kid is like, Dad, when are we doing this? And I'm like, wait.
This is like. John Kent telling
telling
Superman when he's a boy to hold back on his powers.
Your time will come, my son. Your time will come.
You can't show yourself yet.
No. You'll know when you're ready. You'll know.
What did I say? The Spider-Verse. It's a leap of faith.
and then one day.
No, you don't. It's a leap of faith.
And then one day, we'll all be together and it'll just be like one of those things where it's just like, man. If only you guys knew the truth and, something like that. And you're like, what the fuck you talking about? And then my son swings in on his tail. And you're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I know, right? Oh, man. I love This Is All Nonsense.
Well, okay. If your kid had some kind of magical tail that could hold things and do tricks,
like what do they call
prehensile?
Prehensile, prehensile.
And you could hang from trees upside down and shit like that.
Dude, that'd be fucking badass.
First of all, then you can't wait till they're 18 to fucking exploit it because everyone will know about it. That's where all your clothes have like a hole in the back for the tail to hang out.
You do like the Dragon Ball Z where you wrap it around your stomach and you wear baggy clothes over it and you hide it.
The funniest rib would be like if for a day you're like, let's see if anyone realizes I'm wearing it as my belt.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, you got a really fuzzy belt. I'm like, I know, right? Bought it at Hot Topic. And they're like, I don't know, whatever the equivalent will be in fucking
here's the
10
thing.
years, 20 years.
How gross does that tail look?
Oh, you got to keep it groomed, man.
Well, I'm saying, like, is it, like, as a kid, does it just look like a long penis?
Oh, my God, that's right. Does it?
It's just this long, fleshy thing.
Oh, my God. Ooh, yeah. We're going to have to, like...
Or even like as an adult, like how much hair do you have on the back of your like right above your butt crack where you're tailing me?
Oh,
That would look like some weird.
Yeah, there might be some grooming issues there.
I feel like
You don't want your tail to look like a fucking like a velociraptor tail, because that seems like a cool idea, but then you see it in real life, and you're like, what? It's like seeing like Homer Simpson as an actualized person. You're like, that's a nightmare. Like, yeah, you don't want to be that freak show. You want to have
it look like
you want to have a nice fuzzy
Like a-
prehensile like monkey tail.
why are you more hairy there than anywhere else on your body though?
You don't ask those questions, Ben. You just want this for aesthetics.
It's
okay?
like someone like grafted on a monkey tail.
We're gonna have to.
It doesn't even like the hair pattern doesn't even match. How about a xenomorph tail? Like a big barbed fucking pointed tail that would kill Steve Irwin in the water?
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
Oh my God. Oh, you've weaponized your child.
I'm sorry, baby. I don't know what we've done here.
I think we've gone off the theoretical. But I feel like we're off of it being your child at this point. We're just talking in general terms of a child with a tail. Or a human with a tail.
Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, maybe that's why in like even in the comic books you don't see any human with a tail that's like human colored and like the one character I can think of is the X-Man, and he's furry and blue. Yeah. So the tail looks furry and
blue. And
you know
they did it on purpose because they tried it the other way.
And they put like a oversized, like, I want to say arrowhead, but that makes you think of a penis too.
Yeah.
But it's like clear enough. It doesn't look like a penis. They probably did all kinds of incarnations of a character with a tail, and they're like, nope, looks like a dick. Nope, looks like a dick. Nope, looks like a dick.
It's like blue fur was the only thing.
And it's like, so instead of calling it like tail, they're like calling it dick back or something. Wasn't there? What was the movie? There was some movie recently where the guy had what was the movie? And the guy had a giant penis that he could control, and he strangled someone with it.
The fuck are you talking about?
There was some kind of movie with people with powers. Oh, I can't remember what it was. No, and
that was fucking
The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys.
That was what you would picture the tail as.
Oh my God.
Where they were strangling that character Mother's Milk. And if you see the behind the scenes, they're laughing about this guy having a giant dick wrapped around his neck.
Oh my God. As an actor,
we've gone.
An actor, when you see those pages, you go, "We've gone too far, everyone."
I don't know. When you're on that show, you're on board, man.
That's
you are on fucking board for all of it.
I have spent the last 10 minutes trying to segue into football. Ben, I don't know how. I don't know how.
I mean,
when you talk about dick tail.
I feel like no one wants to hear about football at this point. They want to hear more crazy.
It's the only thing I've looked forward to this weekend. It's the reason I look forward to this week, other than being able to sleep in and rest. And
see, I slept in, and woke up to you calling me out in the thread, our group thread, going, "I'm still waiting for Ben to get back to me about podcasting today," and I'm just laughing, like, "Ha ha ha!" Calling me day of, "Ha ha ha!"
Well, we've.
Are you kidding me? On my unemployed Friday, between jerk off sessions, I'm watching a lot of TV and going to bed at 4 a.m.
You're gonna need 48-hour notice for this shit from now on. No, it's just we've been trying to make a conscious effort to get back on track with the podcast, and B, we had talked about doing it on Saturdays again.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it gives us the buffer, and then God forbid something comes up, we still got another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I don't know. Both of you guys. Anthony called me at like fucking 2:30 in the afternoon on fucking Thursday. I was like, "You want to do the podcast now?" And I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
That's another guy. Usually, I'm like, "How about 5 o'clock?" No, all right, 6 o'clock. Oh, and then chasing after him, and now he's chasing out. Love it, man.
We're trying.
You proactive motherfuckers in 2021. Let's see how long this lasts.
Listen, new year, new me.
I'm glad the sun going down, the sun coming up made a difference on one specific day for you.
I also had told myself going in this year, I'm like, I'm having a kid, and I don't want to, I want to at least get back in reasonable shape. And then I realized, I'm like, no, there's no time for that.
Speaking of reasonable shape, we should call him for this, but fuck it. I don't have the thing set up for out here. You know what he weighed in at?
I know it was like 270 or something.
No, that was the old.
Oh,
that was the fattest of fats.
Yeah, the fattest. No. He said 230, 240 or something.
No,
last
he
time.
was at 270.
Okay.
Then he and I had that weight loss
Yeah, weight loss
competition, which he
competition.
cheated
Yeah.
and beat me by 1 pound conveniently. And
If the real votes were counted, Ben would have won.
right. And there's some deep state conspiracy on that.
Uh,
And so then he went on that like
he went on a super diet, yeah.
October, November kind of thing. And I told him,
Yeah.
I said, okay, you're going to have that cheat week, which is going to be cheat month, which is going to become Thanksgiving, which is going to become Christmas, which is going to become New Year's, which is going to become your birthday, and then, all these things. He was going to start New Year's Day, couldn't start, was going to start the 4th, couldn't start, finally started.
260?
259.
Woo!
From like 270 to 220 something.
Yeah.
He lost like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And then gained like 40 of it back.
God damn.
That yo-yo motherfucker. And so now he's back on his diet, so he's miserable. But
Yeah.
I love like being like, I told you so. And I love the fact that he was like, I was like the fattest guy of the group for like a hiccup.
Yeah.
For like the length of a cup of
Hashtag
coffee.
Tubby Tim.
And now he's back. Yeah, Tubby Temples was a
Yeah.
thing for a tiny moment in time. And now Fat Anthony is back. And I love it. So I forget what I was. Oh yeah, this scale and getting in shape. So that motherfucker is back to like 250 something. He's at 250s.
It's fucking
And I'm like,
awesome.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So every day he's.
So is he, Mr. McDonald's motherfucker? I'm loving it. He's loving it.
He messages all kinds of things. Like he'll message me, go, I'm so hangry today.
I'm
so hungry. I'm like, yeah, you went from eating 12 meals a day to 1.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you won't believe what happened. I was going to get Lex like Taco Bell, and I accidentally pulled into Chick-fil-A, and now I'm stuck in a line. I said, well, while you're there, you might as well get some fucking waffle fries. He gets so mad at me because I keep encouraging him to just slide back and whatever. I'm like,
And he wants to.
oh my God.
You know he
does.
wants to.
He does, especially
Listen,
this first week.
Dieting is for the fucking birds, man.
So can I tell you what I've been doing?
What have you been doing?
Because, like, I'm just kind of like, I'm enjoying this time off. I got
Yeah.
a little bit of money. I'm starting to, like, find my way. I'm eventually going to start doing artwork, but I have a little buffer to buy me
Yeah.
some time. So I'm relaxing about it and doing it and playing the market, blah, blah, blah. I, all week, this is all I've done. Every other day, I order 30 wings from Wingstop.
Oh, Jesus.
I eat 15 and eat the other 15 the next day. I haven't eaten anything other than Wingstop. How many days you think?
Oh, it's you and you're bringing this up to me? I'm going to say 2 weeks.
No.
Oh, not that long?
Not in a row.
Oh, okay.
In a row.
3 or 4?
This will be the 8th day.
Holy fuck.
I've done it 4 times in a row. I'm like, fuck it. It's like,
The Wingstop diet.
yeah. And it's working. I'm down
Ooh.
like 5 pounds.
Ooh.
And
you're
I'm
not dead.
hungry. I'm not hungry the rest of the day. Like, it fills me up and that's good. Here's the trick. You get like 30 wings.
Mm-hmm.
And because you can split the flavors up, I get 10 of each flavor.
Mm-hmm.
When they arrive, I immediately throw them all in a giant container and mix them up. So you have all 3 flavors mixed up. But when you eat them, each one is a little stronger in whatever its original flavor is.
Yeah.
So they're kind of all the same. You get the best parts of all of them.
Yeah.
But each one's like, oh, that's a
That must be a garlic
that's a
wing.
garlic parmesan.
Yeah.
But it's like all the pluses and none of the minuses from any like individual.
It's like wing Chex Mix.
Yeah. It sounds, yes. Yeah. So I've been enjoying that. So I got another 15 waiting in the fridge for today.
How long does it... Let me ask you. If you order Wingstop, how long does it take to get to your door?
Like 45 minutes.
Okay. I have to ask that because the last time we did it, I was 2 hours into like Chinese food, and I was like, does Ben experience this?
But they're not cheap.
No.
And they do like the DoorDash, which is like,
Ugh.
like for a while there, it was like, there was like free delivery for a month.
Oh.
And that's what got me hooked on them. They
Yeah.
knew what they were doing. They got me hooked on it. And then like, now I need it every day.
Right before they sprinkle a little bit of cocaine on every little one.
It's like I just don't want to go out anywhere else, and ordering anything else hasn't appealed to me, and it's weird. I really should stop because, like, you know, it's probably like,
It gets expensive.
Not only that. I mean, the money's like whatever. If I can't afford it, I'll stop doing it.
Ooh,
But
high rolling temples over here.
it's still just fucking
Yeah.
wings. I'm not ordering like
When
I'm not having lobster tails and filet
and
mignon.
you're only doing it one every other day.
Right. So it's like it. Yeah. I forgot where I was going. Never mind. I totally spaced out
Ladies and
there.
gentlemen, I'm the one that smokes.
Yeah. Well, once you get me talking about food, I get a little dizzy.
Bing is a
I
little
start thinking about
old-timer-y
food and
and,
eating,
you know.
like, no, I just like start thinking
Yeah.
about eating, and then that's all I want to think about.
No, listen. I'm at 4 o'clock. I shut down for the day, and I'm watching these football games.
Oh, look at you! You found the way to segue into it.
Yeah,
a
I
little
did.
clunky still.
Yeah.
It was clunky. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
listen. We talked for almost fucking half hour about prehensile tails
But
on my
that's-
kid.
But I feel like that's gonna be the meat of this fucking podcast.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's the only
like
reason.
yeah, like if you don't want to hear about football, I guess you can.
I don't really
you
have
can turn it
anything.
up.
I don't. I've just been looking forward to sitting down and watching football. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to order to do that. I've been ordering Hungry Howie's, but I'm kind of over it now.
I feel like you guys are definitely like that's a pizza thing.
I could just make my wife
I still
order
have this
Chick-fil-A.
wonderful photo of you and Natalia
Oh no.
here. You guys, like when you guys order pizza, it's the funniest thing. You don't really ever split something. You each get your own. So it's like this photo of like the two of you sitting on the reclining chairs
Yeah.
right next to each other. But the couch has each one kicks up like a reclining chair. And you each have a pizza box in your lap, and you're both eating pizza. And it's like the meme is like the family that eats separate stays together or something like that. I don't know. Like so like her her pineapple isn't touching your pepperoni or something like that. I don't know what is going on there.
You've brought up a very interesting thing, and I want to talk about it on the podcast because I've already had this conversation with my wife. I have a very weird character defect. I have several. But this one particular character defect, I had to explain to her at some point so she would understand. I don't like sharing food. Like really, I can't explain it to you, Ben. But if we were to go someplace and I were to order mozzarella sticks, if I offer you mozzarella sticks, there's no issues. Because I have ordered that knowing, hey, half for me, half for my buddy. He'll probably only eat 2, which means more
I think
for
you
me.
offer it to me most of the time because you know I'm going to turn it down anyways. It's almost the empty gesture.
Yes.
You look like the king.
Oh, exactly. But like,
I'm
say
like,
I
you know
or-
when I'm on a diet, that's
Yeah.
when they'll offer them to me.
But say I order those, and then you pick one off the plate without asking. Now, we've been friends a long time. I ain't going to say shit. But there's this...
you're grinding your teeth.
It doesn't, and it doesn't even it doesn't really I'm not mad, but for some weird reason, yeah, I get like possessive and it's I've always been like this my whole life. Like if I there's a lot of times where I'll leave the garage late.
I see you get twitchy when she does it.
Yeah.
I see the body language tense up and whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of times that those are not the issues to argue about because it's not worth it.
Because she brought it up to me one time. She goes, "You always, whenever I ask for a bite or something, you just get up and give me a plate of it." Or I love those ice cream sandwiches, the Klondikes, the double chocolates or the Oreos are my 2 favorite. And she'll want a bite of it, and I'll be like, I'll get up and get her own sandwich. And she'll be like, "What's going on?" I had to be like, "I don't like sharing food." And, it's like, what? I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Well, there's difference between okay, there's difference between a food that comes in multiple pieces, like fries or something,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
mozzarella sticks,
Yeah.
than something that you're cutting off a larger chunk. Like if someone's with their fork taking a piece of your cake or pie,
Yeah.
or if someone wants a bite of your ice cream bar or something, or let me take a bite out of your burger.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a difference than individual things that aren't connected to each other but are of the same thing, like fries or something like that. There's a difference in sharing one or the other.
It's weird. It's weird. For instance, if we're say we're out to dinner and we buy two different plates, and
See, it's funny. I'm the opposite. I'm constantly you want, here, try this.
Yeah. And we get something, I'll let's say I order the broccoli, she doesn't. She reaches over and grabs a broccoli off my plate. It's my wife. I don't care, but there's this part of me that instantly gets hot.
Oh well.
And it's like, what the fuck?
So that's any food, yeah.
It's weird.
You know what that is? She's got too much wife privilege.
No, but it's like
Come on, that's funny. Fuck you.
it's this weird thing, man, where the reason I order her own pizza and my own pizza is I have this weird possessive issue with food.
Even though that's individual pieces, and it's so what?
It's the weirdest dude. I can't explain it to you. It's
psychotic.
we will. I'll go heat a whole a bag of fries, like, and listen, after about 2 or 3 fucking bowls, it's an unreasonable amount of fries. I should be sharing them, okay? But she'll
A
start
bowl, bowls. Okay,
like a whole bag of
Smoke.
fucking.
Yeah, okay.
And I love.
I thought you meant after 3 bowls of fries.
No, Jesus Christ! Like I get the seasoned like the rally checkers fries that come in the bag because I love those, and I air fry them. And I'll always air fry too much, but I'll always eat it because
You're high as fuck.
exactly. So, but she'll start picking them off. Should have no issue with it. I don't have any issue with it, but after a while, the plate will end up over here where she has to really reach.
It's funny.
And I'm not doing it consciously.
You sound like someone that's been institutionalized in some way. And by institutionalized, I mean, like, have you ever seen those people that have been to prison, and the way they eat food is they have one arm that they lean forward and they're eating off the plate, and they have the other arm on the table. And
guarding the food.
The arm is out around the plate in front, and in their hand is like a stabbing item.
Yeah.
So that if you reach over, not only can the elbow deflect their fucking reach, but you can also stab the fuck out of them really quick.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I saw it in Gainesville because a lot of the people that work for me were.
That's what.
Yeah.
I'm picturing a guy that does that. But yeah.
It's always been like that. If we're ordering, say we're ordering McDonald's, and we both get value meals, I make her keep whatever fry box she's grabbing the fries out of because I want all my fries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's stupid, but I get so irrationally, and it's not just her. It's everybody. If my own mother reaches over and grabs like if I have like some hash browns that like flashback, and she grabs some hash browns from me, I'm like, but I wanted those hash browns, but I don't care. But there's this weird part of me that just is irrational about it. It's like this weirdest tick I have, and I can't explain it, but it's funny you brought it up because, I don't know. It's weird. And it's that one of those things that I promise you at some point you're going to notice. And I won't even know I'm doing it. Like, you'll call me out on it, I'll go, oh, fuck, I didn't even realize I was doing it.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty
The funniest thing is when you're asked,
yeah.
and then there's that like, it might be just a beat, and and unless you know your flow to notice that you have stopped to think about it.
You're 100% right.
There's a minute, sometimes longer than others, but sometimes it's just this micro beat.
Yeah.
This pause, and then you're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Because because whoever wants to be the asshole goes, I really am going to eat all of them.
Yeah. You don't want to.
When is that the? I mean, that's a fantastic answer. You go, no, I'm going to eat all of them.
No, I'm eating all this. I assure you, I'm this fat.
So it's always yes.
Yeah.
But it's that. But you're fighting that inner demon.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and you can see it.
Yeah.
I've seen that. That's what I've seen also. Like, not only do you tense up when she just does it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, which is great. It's fantastic. Like, from an outside observer, it's hilarious. And it's almost like I know a way to fucking get under your skin now. Mm-hmm. Just reach across the table and take a fry.
Son of a bitch.
But also I've seen that like pause. And that pops me. That makes me laugh.
And the only other reason that we do that is not even me. She, like, if a pepperoni is touching her slice of pizza, she won't eat it.
Mm. Cooties. Food cooties.
Yeah, food cooties. She's 100% more food cooties than I am.
Yeah.
So I just do that to make everyone's life easier.
Yeah.
Like, here's your own pizza. It'll take you 2 days to eat that. It'll take me about 2 days to eat this. The rare exception was the other day, I crashed one of my planes, and I didn't want to hear from anybody, so I just like.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. And I ordered a whole.
I might call you Bandicoot from now on.
I ordered a whole. I ordered a whole pizza. I ordered a whole pizza with the intent, extra large this time, with the intent of over 2 days hate eating it. Bro, it's gone in 40 minutes. Just gone. And I even like the last slice was in my hand where I'm like, holy fuck. Like wow, I was in a bad mood.
Well, that the pizza thing made me think. There was a video I saw of this girl, and she was showing like a frozen pizza.
Yeah.
And she was showing how she took it and she whacked it on like on a flat surface, and it cracked in half.
Yeah.
And then she took that half and cracked it again. She said, "Here, now," and then cooked the one slice. And that's how you cook like one slice for a pizza. And then it cuts to a guy going, "Who doesn't eat the whole pizza?" And I'm like thinking, no matter like when I order a fucking pizza, I'm not expecting to share that with anyone. I don't care what fucking size it is. I'm thinking like I'm eating that whole thing. I don't care what the size of it is. I think I have a fucking like
But some people do that shit.
I have
man.
some like an internal like yeah, I don't have that like I know I only need 2 slices. I feel full. I can stop. It's like, no, the pizza's there. Let's eat it.
Yeah. Say, we had talked.
I have no like what is it, governor or like I don't have that gauge in me that tells me I'm full and I should stop until until I'm uncomfortable.
You and I have had the ice cream conversation where you like the pint of ice cream, and you and AJ were like, "Why don't you just eat the whole goddamn thing? It's what it's there for." And I'm the person that halfway through stops and goes, "I'll finish this later."
I feel like those are made to be eaten directly out of.
Yeah.
And that like why would you put it back?
See, it's all about like food self-control.
I have none.
Yeah, you don't. I barely do. I catch myself every now and then. I will like buy those garlic olives, and I'll be halfway through them, and I'd go, "Oh, I can't eat all this one sitting." This is.
Or some things that are a little like on that range.
Yeah.
Like, too spicy or too rich.
Dude,
or whatever.
And I'll
like
get
how many olives can you eat before you're like, my mouth is like puckering from eating olives.
Exactly. And fucking how much I love buying those the pineapple chunks. But I usually like eat like a third in a sitting, because after a while fucking eating pineapple, your fucking mouth's all fucked up.
Does it?
Well, yeah, the acid eats away at you.
It?
It's like the only food that's eating you as.
I have that with like eggplant. Like like maybe it's a mild allergic reaction where like roof of my mouth starts to like kind of like shred or something.
Yeah, it seems like that. Yeah, this is the whole food self-control. Oh,
None, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some people can relate. I can't. I don't understand. I watch people like my roommate. Excuse me. Is this going to go on?
We have a break-in, I guess, or just a alarm. No, it's off.
Oh.
It was just it's like this. What happens when like you put the wrong key in or something, and the fucking car goes crazy. You're like, whoa.
Like he'll just eat
Yeah.
a part of something and put the rest away. And I'm like thinking like that I would have eaten all that and more. Like I would have just stopped. I constantly see stuff in the fridge that's like he made a fucking frozen dinner and only ate half of it. Like I get it that it says serves 2 to 3 servings.
That's
like
that's
I always
fake
felt
news.
that was like
That's
fiction.
Fake news, yeah.
Fiction to make like the nutritional information jive with someone thinking about buying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're not looking at portions. They're just seeing like, oh, it's only 400 calories. It's like, times 8.
Yeah, you and me are the one look at the family meals and go, that's good enough for one person for one meal.
Yeah.
Like,
Like a whole lasagna.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, one of those baked lasagnas.
It's been a long time. I don't want to drive to Publix right now. Fuck that. I want to order something.
That's the other reason I've been ordering wings every other day.
It's just
I
like
haven't felt like going shopping.
it's like and
I have nothing, dude. I have like 8 eggs in the fridge.
and our
that's it.
Publix is literally right across the street.
Yeah, I can walk, and especially on daylight today, it would be a beautiful walk.
Yeah.
It's like 71 degrees outside, sunny.
It's like looking at the other side of the street. You're going like, nah, that's too much energy. No, I'm not doing it. And I have a vehicle. I can just drive there. Even less exertion than walking on a beautiful day.
But I enjoy walking there just to like, especially on these few weeks where I'm literally not leaving the apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm not doing things, but I'm doing something. But just to like know that I've got to like, like get my knees lubricated and working and make sure my feet are accustomed to shoes still.
Jesus. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, what time is it? Oh shit.
Oh, if we fucking
it's almost time for pregame.
I think we're good. I
think so too. We covered a lot of bases. We went to a few different corners today.
Yeah.
I think.
This is like when you go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you end up somewhere else. But you did like a healthy chunk of this, that, and the other.
We really kind of did. Yeah. And hopefully we do more of this. Because I think this was a lot more stress-free than like trying to to like create something. Because we show up with our notes and dude,
Well, you know, like I feel again like the strength of what we do.
because we don't
If
talk
we have pluses and minuses,
Yeah.
the plus is telling stories.
Yeah.
Because we have great stories. The problem is some stories we can't tell.
Yeah.
Some stories you would have to talk around so much of it that you don't.
it's not worth telling.
Yeah, and then others, it's like you just can't remember them when you show up. So, you know, I felt like this and Anthony's getting back to that a little more is good, but talking like ridiculous shit is always better. Like, dude, talking about having a tail is just way better than trying to, I don't know, talk about some of the other stuff we've tried to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem is like we can't talk stuff like politics.
Well, I refuse.
Because we have the same viewpoint, so it'll just become.
Well,
It's not like we basically have the same. You're a little bit more into it than I am, but we basically have the same views as far as a lot of the nonsense going on. So it doesn't make any sense to talk about it because
well, it's not going to be a debate thing.
Yeah.
But it could be like but you could still talk about it. It's just not worth it.
I always feel like
I feel like it's great.
That's why I like
Policy,
Reagan.
no politics
Yeah.
and no religion.
Yeah, I don't want
And keep it out of there because we
We need the clicks.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not that we need the clicks, but there's
Buddy, we
no
need the
point
clicks.
in like alienating half your base
Yeah.
to try and get, just to talk about something you want to talk about. It's stupid.
We have a base of 1.
We got more than that.
Oh yeah. I kind of feel as if like maybe we should be more, or maybe I should be more connected, but I don't want to get back on Facebook. I just don't know, man.
Well, you're not on Facebook. You're not on Instagram.
No,
you're not on
nowhere,
TikTok.
nowhere.
You refuse to participate in all of the.
Yeah. So, and every time I try now, it's like I get back into it, and then I just like, what am I doing here? Like I can't do this. I don't know, man. I shut off, I guess, at some point, and I don't know. I should be more involved because it would probably help, but maybe I'll try. I don't know. Maybe that should be a late resolution to like.
Oh, look at this thing. I was just looking at it. Look at that.
What's this?
Look at that
What
fucking.
the fuck?
Look at. Have you ever seen an envelope from the mail?
It's like they ran this over with every truck they had on the lot.
Right. So that I got in the mail yesterday, the 15th.
It looks like this ended up in Pennywise's fucking mailbox by accident.
Yeah, it looks like it got dragged behind every truck. The postmark is from exactly 1 month ago.
15th of December.
It just arrived. That was the big check I was waiting for. I had to wait literally an entire month for a $5,000 check to come in the mail.
This is worth taking a picture of and putting up on our
This is
social medias.
fucking ridiculous.
This is fantastic, everybody.
This is and so what's funny is it had been so long they sent a replacement for it last weekend and it still hasn't arrived and it was supposedly sent priority.
This ended up in
Fuck it. So let's get into I'll get at this political.
Yeah.
Someone fucked up the mail. They actually did a good job because not only like I've personally now have experienced incoming mail.
This looks like it's been to Europe.
It looks, dude, it looks like, I don't even want to say what it looks like. Can you believe that? And it's like, and I know that like from sending stuff out, I've been getting a lot of people, where's my thing? And I'm like, holy shit. Especially the things we sent to Canada. They're just now arriving and they were like 3-4 weeks.
God damn.
But I was like, how can that be? How can that be? And then a check from New Jersey to Florida, a lick 'em and stick 'em regular post mail check.
Took a month.
And exactly a month.
Exactly a month. It looks like it came from New Jersey. That explains a lot of what that check looks like.
Holy shit. Like yeah, it is. I can't even.
Ooh, buddy. It's funny, too.
So it's funny is and here's the problem. Like, I have an online bank that I use, so like everything's deposited with one of those, like take a photo and
it's going to take 2 weeks for that to clear.
Well, the funny thing is that every time with work,
Yeah.
even though it was a regular check from the same place,
It would take like a full week, right?
Well, no, it would once after the first few, they were doing like a 5-day hold on them for some reason. After the first few, they were like, all right, this much gets released the next day, and then the second day, the rest. It was like let's just add a number so it's an easy number to remember, like out of $500.
Yeah.
200 the first day, 300 the second. That was kind of like the split. As soon as they bumped my pay up, because it was just a different number, it went on 5-day hold for the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
Until it was like, so when this check came in from a fucking Puerto Rican bank, because that's where the holding company is, I'm like thinking this one's going to have like the same deal. It's going to be like a 5-day hold, if not more, and et cetera, et cetera. And I got it, and it's for like 10 times as much money as I've ever made a deposit for in one time. Well, 7 to 10 times. It's going to clear 1 day, 2 day.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the bank at all. And I'm thinking, well, great, except that I'm like remembering that, like, of course it's like I get it on a Friday, so I go wait the weekend, and then it's Martin Luther King Day, so I'm like tightening. I have a big chunk of money coming, but it's like, but you got to wait on it. You know, I can't. I have plans to spend that on some things, and
Jesus.
You know, here we go again. So
Hookers and blow.
Well, maybe one day.
Oh.
One blowout day, and then the rest goes to something else. It's like I'm gonna get a high price hooker quality blow, so
Not in Davie.
I'll budget that under
Not in
$500.
500, man. You're reaching for the sky, sir.
Well, most of it's on the blow.
All right, yeah. Now we're just fucking. It's a beautiful day out. I can't wait to watch some football. And
one has nothing to do with the other, unless you're going to take the TV outside.
no, I've had the door open.
Yeah,
mostly so the dog can just spend most of his day outside.
That's right. I don't understand why our dog, the one that stays in my apartment, I have no ownership over it, but my roommate went out for the weekend. That you guys are dog sitting, and he never mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
Maybe because I dog sat last time or whatever. Or, I don't know. Usually just takes it to his mom's house. I don't get it.
Archer's a fine enough dog, but for some reason he's just whiny now. He's just very whiny.
Whiny bitch.
He is very whiny for some reason. I don't know. Whinier than usual. But there's only so much time I can stand outside with a dog on the grass, and he's just staring at me, not whining, but won't like poop or anything. Like he's pooped out. He's clear, and then back in the apartment, he's, and I'm like, come on, man, like.
You got food, you got water,
you got everything. I don't know what else to do. You need a back rub? I'll give you that. Still whining?
He just wants you to pet him for an hour. I
guess.
I don't know.
All right. He's a very privileged dog.
I don't understand my relationship with that dog at all.
Yeah.
I have no heat with the dog other than that dog's just a dick.
Yeah.
We'll close with this.
We should have closed 2 segments ago.
When my roommate's here, the dog's out.
Yeah.
And will be all over me, licking my feet all night and blah, blah, blah.
But when he's gone,
that dog never leaves the room.
Yeah.
Literally, when I have to watch him for over 2 days, on the second day, I just lock him out of his own room. So he's like, at least out here, and I know he's going to eat or drink. Yeah. It's like I won't see him. And I all of a sudden I'll just notice the water and food's gone. Like, oh, he ate. So he's not dead.
He loves that boy so much.
He only comes out when I click the leash thing. And then as soon as I unleash him, he zips back in the room and just goes back under the covers in the bed.
Yeah, you say the word outside, and he's like, what? You said it. Let's go. No, can't take it back. No backsies.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it's going to be a good day.
Fuck that dog. He's a dick.
And, hey, we podcast on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah. It still comes out on Monday, so nobody notices.
And AJ is...
he's still fat.
AJ's gaining enough weight to make the earth start to spin a little faster, and then this all a little quicker.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Okay, bye.